With these Copilots, it's becoming easier. So you just need to write the intent. Integrating these AI features into your product, it's not a plug-and-play thing. Agents and Copilots may seem magical, but there's a lot of hard work and engineering going behind the scenes. Even from simple experiment, you can learn a lot of things rather than just watching YouTube tutorials and videos. Playground is open for everyone. So try, learn, and build something useful for the environment.
Hello and welcome everyone to another exciting episode in our podcast series, AI at Work, Copilots, Agents and No-Code Tools. I'm your host Vihindi Kothalawala, and today we are diving deep into future product development with AI. Joining us today is someone who is deeply passionate and involved in AI-driven products, Mr. Mohamed Sabthar, a senior software engineer at WSO2. It's lovely to have you today and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
To kick things off, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. We are living in an era where AI is moving from research to development. Whether it's a co-pilot assisting users real time, or agents making decisions, or else no-code tools empowering anyone to build complex systems. Anyway, in all these places, AI is becoming a core part. But these terms, co-pilots and agents, sometimes people get confusing with these terms, though it completely plays a different role in when it comes to the development. So can you explain the main difference between AI agents and the co-pilots?
Yeah. It's a great question to begin with. I think many people are fascinated and interested about these topics due to these AI tools are becoming more and more common. So you can think of AI co-pilots as supercharged assistants. So they basically help you generate code, generate documentation, or else it also can help you summarize a portion of the documents itself. So it doesn't necessarily take the control from you, basically act as an assistant which works alongside you. On the other hand, if you take AI agents, these are mostly autonomous entities, right? So you just give it a goal and it basically continues the execution. So it can basically plan out the task and it can execute certain step, and it has tools on its own. So it can connect to external databases, external systems, get things done, and finally give it a result. So at a high level, you can think of co-pilots like simple personal assistants that works alongside you, and you can think of AI agents like employees who are working under you, and you just delegate the task and they get the task done. So that's the main difference.
Yeah, actually understanding the difference between these two concepts is really important because they are already making a big impact in various industries. So could you share some examples where AI co-pilots and agents have been successfully applied and transformed in the workflows?
Yeah, definitely. I think AI agents and co-pilots are definitely transforming the industry in different ways. If you take Copilot, for example, the biggest one out there is GitHub Copilot, right? You can think of it as a pair programmer working alongside you. So it basically can generate code, generate documentation, etc. So the developer now doesn't need to worry much about writing code from end to end. They can just ask them to automate these things, and they just play a role of being pair programmer with these collaborative tools. And another example could be Microsoft 365 Copilot. So before this Microsoft 365 Copilot introduced, people are trying to say they have an Excel file and they need to get insights from this file. So but in traditional way, what they do is they basically memorize certain steps and memorize certain functions, and then they'll try to execute it by hand one by one, right? With these copilots, it's becoming easier. So you just need to write the intent behind what you need to do in natural language. It basically provide you or even suggest you a list of functions that you can execute. So the knowledge work you do there is somewhat semi-automated, I would say, and it's becoming more and more easy for people to um, do their work. And if you think about AI agents, many of the companies, including ours, trying out different stuff with AI agents, experimenting in different domains like sales, marketing, and customer success, and so on. So a typical example would be doing a customer ticket monitoring, right? If you take this scenario, what agent basically does is it basically look into the new tickets that's arriving 24/7, and it basically look at the content, it search through its knowledge base. If it can be answerable, then it basically answers. And if it's somewhat complicated, if it detects some critical scenarios and the customer frustration is high, then it basically triggers out certain emails to certain bunch of people, right? So that's how the current industry is moving forward. So the things that looked complicated and felt like chores are now being replaced by agents.
As you mentioned, GitHub Copilot, Cursor, and Microsoft Copilot, these tools are playing an active role when it comes to development itself. So, but sometimes I personally find it is exciting and also challenging sometimes, because when it comes to traditional coding, when we do previously, we focus completely and put our attention for the coding, but now we don't need to put that exact same attention now as we have these tools. So sometimes it may affect for not understanding the complete code base, though it in development time point of view, it is really efficient. But I have these concerns, uh, sometimes we don't understand this complete code based, and so this can be an effect, can be a disadvantage sometimes, right? So what is your idea on
Yeah.
the challenges point of
Okay. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
yeah
So I think currently the spectrum of developers are currently moving from builders to intelligent orchestrators, right? So what they basically do is they prompt their way into writing code. But the thing is, when they write code, they are now the paradigm has slightly shifted, and the developers are now mostly thinking about the problem that the AI cannot solve. Like, so for example, it basically on what are the right questions you ask before solving the problem. So people are basically trying to understand the system design wise thinking, and they basically follow these high level architecturing stuff. So they try to scale the stuff, they try to make the system performant enough. So I think that's the direction currently this developers are taking right now, because most of these uh, repetitive tasks like coding and everything can be offloaded into an agent or a copilot, right? Anyway, it's your responsibility to make decisions based. So these copilots and everything are just reactive LLM machines. So you are the one in control. So you need to first give the instruction, get the answer. You need to reason about the output it's providing, and if it's all right, then you can accept it. Otherwise, you will end up facing problems. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it is all about balancing, leveraging AI, and staying grounded with our own skills.
Yes.
Let's now shift the gears and talk about the integration side. Because building AI systems is one thing, but when we are embedding it to real world products, it's challenging. So, from your experience, what are the technical hurdles that you have faced when you are integrating these AI systems into real world products?
So integrating these AI features into your product, it's not a plug and play thing. So it basically comes up with several layers of complexity, right? The first complexity is based on the data. So when you build application like Copilots, the answer should not be random. It should be grounded within the data. So when you collect data, this data can be coming from different sources like code bases, documentation, and also from customer data. So first, the people need to solve the problem of unifying this data, right? Then you need to access this data with a certain set of security measurement. So those are the initial levels of problem that the companies need to initially solve even before the LLMs start generating even a single token. Then the other problem or hurdle that companies need to solve is how do they going to integrate these AI features into their existing UI, right? Because when you integrate these AI features, it should not be feel like a clunky bloated bot that's in the side. It should feel like a native, it should give a native experience, and it should be fast, speed, and, and trustworthy. Then the next layer of complexity comes along with uh, what do you say, hallucination problem. So in order to avoid that, we need to put security guardrails by wrapping these LLMs, and we need to come up with techniques on how to do rack validation, and how to, if the accuracy is crucial, we need to think about introducing human in the loop system and so on. Yeah, so out of the box, these AI agents and co-pilots may seems magical, but there's a lot of hard work and engineering going behind the scenes. So yeah, so I think
Yeah, like it's about like data readiness and system interoperability, right?
yeah.
So moving on, the rise of low code and no code platforms are a game changer. And I recently read an article in WSO2 also, they have a platform for no code. So can you share your insights related to that platform, and overall, what is your opinion on that? Yeah.
Yeah. Um, First, if you think about low code and no code development tools, these are basically visual uh, uh, code editing tools, right? So it basically abstract the way of language semantics, language syntax, and it's provide pre-built nice set of abstraction for non-technical developers, so they can easily understand these elements. They can easily intuitively understand these elements and connect these elements together in order to build a working product. So recently we have announced our new product called Ballerina Integrator, which is also a low code framework. So it also allows you to insert certain part of the code. You can either be fully visual, and you can just drag and drop elements in the UI panel and build automation. As well, you can see the code generated for these visual components behind the scenes also. So if you want, you can also go full pro code. So behind the scene, we use our own language called Ballerina. So you can directly change this code. So we have this duality. So you have the code and you have this uh, visual representation of the code. So when you change either of these things, both will seamlessly sync. So we also have provided capabilities to connect with external system. So we have bunch of connectors which connect with external system, and also we have support to connecting with different LLM providers. So you can write AI native application with our BI integrator. BI is basically short term for Ballerina integrator, right? So you can do all these things, and we also have introduced nice abstraction to write AI agents using Ballerina integrator also. So definitely check it out. You can go and download this Ballerina integrator via VS Code plugin. It's available in the plugin store.
Yeah, actually, I have to go home and check it. We have covered a lot of ground today. So, as the final question, I would like to ask, what is the advice you would like to give for the researchers or the developers in this field?
So I think the advice that I would suggest for people who are interested in this AI landscape is to try build out certain things and try experimenting with LLMs and so on, because even from simple experiment you can learn a lot of things rather than just watching YouTube tutorials and videos. Try to learn by doing, right? If you're a developer, try to use tools like Ballerina Integrator, LangChain, and try to consume LLMs like OpenAI, Mistral programmatically. So that will definitely help you out. And if you are a product developer or product manager, try to think of uh, problems that people often face, and try to come up with ideas that can solve the problem. Often talk with your AI teams and identify what can be done and what cannot be done with the current technology that you have. And for researchers, try to apply your research and learnings in a practical setting, because we need support for the industry from researchers, uh, so that we can build a secure and reliable application which also can be explainable. So for anyone who are interested in AI, be curious, try to learn as much as possible, and try to share what you learned. Don't wait for anything. So the playground is open for everyone. So try, learn, and build something useful for the environment.